Hi, friends. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. I want to talk to you guys about different stages of grieving. So, um, if you checked my first video, I discussed that my husband was in a very horrific accident, and I became wife to widow in seconds. And I had a hard time accepting that he was no longer with us, accepting that now I was going to have a different life without him, accepting now that I became a widow overnight. And accepting is the most hardest, difficult thing to do because you don't want to accept the reality that he's never going to come back home or she is not going to come back home. So, all your dreams that you had with this person becomes doesn't become reality, and you have to accept your new life. And it is a hard thing to process, especially when it happens so abruptly. It is a very hard thing to process, and you don't know how to process because now you have to figure out all these things. Now you have to figure out a new life for your family. Now you have to figure out on things what to do, on your finances. So it becomes a very overwhelming reaction. And at the time, grieving, there is no right way, like I stated before in my other videos. There is no right way of grieving. And you go through so much emotions that you become angry, and you become angry for what happened to you, and you question things like why this happened to you, why are you dealing with this, and you become extremely angry. And if you avoid your emotions, it becomes worse. It really does. And I've learned to be in the moment of grieving, in the moment of being upset, being angry, going through all these emotions. Think about doing therapy so they can help you give you the tools on dealing with your emotions. At the time, I didn't do therapy because I really didn't have the time to do therapy. And I know you have to make the time, but in reality, I was going through so much so fast that I was too busy dealing with my son's grieving and making sure they're okay because they're going to face grieving all their life. They are going to have a different life that I can provide. They no longer have their dad in their lives. So I was focusing on them, making sure that everything was okay, and doing mental checkups with them, making sure they're going to school, making sure that they are doing okay and understanding their new life, which are their kids. So I was also dealing with their angry emotions as well. And it's really hard when you can control your emotions, but you can't control your kids' emotions on how they feel. So you have to be present in the moment with them and let them face their emotions, not not ignoring them, finding ways to help them so they can navigate their anger, choosing not to be in that present moment. And you're going to go through so much emotions that it becomes so overwhelming. And what I could tell you is be present in the moment. Do not ignore your emotions because once you ignore your emotions, it will get worse throughout the years. It will get worse if you ignore them. But if you stay present with your emotions and face them, you are going to start your healing process. And that is what I told the boys too. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to not understand why things are going the way it does. It's okay to question things. Be present with the emotions, but then again, try to find the tools so you can go forward. And that is the hardest thing, trying to find the tools when you have so much going on and seeing what's the best thing for you and your family. I remember being so angry that when my husband passed, I came home. I told the boys, I sat them down in the living room, and just seeing them made my heart break in so many pieces. And at the time, and at the moments, I just felt like I was always the bad messenger with bad news, because it does a trickle effect with everything. Like, you just felt this guilt. You felt that you're living so you can see the boys on all their milestones, on their birthday, and you just become a different person. And you realize that it's okay not to be okay, but not to stay there in that present moment, to find a way to move forward, because you deserve a happy life. And once you accept what is happening, it becomes a lighter healing process on you. It really does. And you just you just learn to live with your pain. You really do. And take time for take time in your healing process. Do not rush things, and try to do not rush things, because once you rush things, it just becomes more overwhelming. Um, know that you are also human, and that you need to take time to process things and do things that is good for you and your family. So it's okay to go through all these emotions, but you also have to know how to navigate your emotions, not to give away your energy of because it's easier to be bitter and angry, but learn to choose your happy moments. Learn to laugh again. Learn to smile again. Learn different joys in your life that create happiness for you. And you are going to do a great job doing that. And I know you're capable of it, because I'm here to remind you that you are. You can go forward to have this beautiful life. It's just different now, and you have to accept that way, whether you like it or not, so you can go forward. Thank you for watching. Until next time.